The Tale of the Crystal Compass. The Mysterious Fair. On the main square of the city, a fair was bustling with activity. The air was filled with the smell of fresh pastries, the sounds of music, and the voices of merchants boasting about their wares. Jake and Emma, brother and sister, wandered between the stalls looking for something special. They stumbled upon a peculiar tent adorned with blue velvet and silver stars. Inside, there was only an old table and a strange vendor with a long beard. On the table lay a compass with a gleaming blue crystal. "What is this compass?" Jake asked. "It is not an ordinary compass," the vendor replied, smiling mysteriously. "It doesn't point north. It points the way to adventure." Emma couldn't take her eyes off the crystal. "And what must we do to use it?" "Only bravery and a bit of curiosity," the old man said, handing them the compass. The first task. At home, in the warm light of a lamp, they decided to try out the compass. Jake carefully held it in his hand. Suddenly, the needle began to spin and pointed toward the attic. In the attic, it was dark and smelled of dust. Among old chests and boxes, the children found a map worn with age. It marked the path to a castle hidden in the mountains with a mysterious inscription, "Only the bravest will find the way to the light." The next morning, Jake and Emma set off on their journey. They packed everything they needed: backpacks, flashlights, sandwiches, and of course, the compass. The Forest of Enchanted Trials. The path to the mountains led through a dense forest known as the Enchanted Forest. It seemed as if the forest was alive. The trees whispered among themselves, and the paths constantly shifted as soon as the children tried to find the right one. "I don't like this," Emma whispered, holding Jake's hand. "Don't worry, the compass will lead us," he replied, trying to sound brave. Suddenly, a giant obstacle appeared on the path, a riddle carved into a stone. "What grows but has no roots? Disappears when you break it, but returns when it's whole." The children thought for a long time until Emma exclaimed, "It's a mirror!" The answer was correct, and the path opened up again. At the end of the trail, they were greeted by a large gray wolf with icy eyes. The wolf slowly approached, holding an ancient key in its teeth. The wolf handed the key to Jake, and without saying a word, vanished into the air. The Secret of the Castle. The castle was massive and silent, as if it had been forgotten for ages. The compass glowed brightly, pointing the way through dark corridors. "Look, the door with the key!" Emma exclaimed. Opening the door, they entered a room filled with thousands of candles burning without any wind. In the center stood a stone with an inscription, "Touch me only when fear has left your heart." Jake and Emma placed their hands on the stone at the same time, and the world around them spun. In their hands, they now held a crystal sphere, emitting a soft light. The compass stopped spinning. The reward and a new beginning. When they returned home, the children realized that the magical sphere could grant wishes, but only those not tied to greed. "What do you wish for?" Emma asked. "Maybe more adventures," Jake smiled. "And I wish for happiness for everyone I love," she said. The sphere remained in their home as a symbol of the power of friendship and bravery. And the compass glowed again, as if waiting for new adventurers to find it. Thank you for being with me. Subscribe and see you in the next tale.